Welcome back everyone, I'm the Architecture Insider, and in today's video I'm going to teach you how to use Illustrator to create a site plan. In this video I will show you the basic steps to use Illustrator to create this type of illustration. Now when I created my illustration I only used these three main types, for example these trees, textures and icons. Now I'm gonna put this as an Illustrator link below so that everyone could try to replicate my kind of style with your own site. So in my site plan I have proposed and existing buildings. So what I want to focus on is the proposed building. So what I'm going to do is separate the layers between the proposed and existing, and then after I'll add some more layers. So the first things I did is I just went over the actual new layer, and if there's any lines that were not the right line weight or that I missed in the AutoCAD file, that I would go back and try to draw them again, and just to make sure that everything looks good. Now the main tool you're going to use is called the Live Bucket tool. Now what that does, it looks over your shape and then it just fills it, literally using the bucket tool in Photoshop. But it's much easier and much nicer to use on Illustrator, as it creates them in a separate shape rather than merging it all together. So all I did is I selected the whole layer, and then I chose the Live Bucket tool, changed it to the color that I wanted, and I literally had so much fun on clicking every single shape that I had of my proposed buildings. To make your proposed building stand out a little bit, it would have a thicker line weight than the rest of the drawing, so that they stand out and it's easier to look at to you, so that you know what's existing and proposed. Now I have a example of a site plan that I saw on Pinterest, which had the similar colors and style that I wanted. Obviously what I'm going to do is going to be different anyway, but it just helps you as a guide so that you know that on how you want yours to look like, which I think is pretty important. For the rest, what I'm going to do now is to literally do the same thing as I did with the proposed buildings by using the Live Paint Bucket tool. Now the next step is to color in the rest of the spaces, which is the landscaping, the roads, the existing buildings and the water features. So I'm just going to do that again by using the Live Paint Bucket tool. The Live Paint Bucket tool is really easy to use. Once you've done them, you can move them to a different layer, which again just makes it easier, so that if you did make a mistake that, oh, this should be on a different layer, it's easy to select and easy to do. Then I started going to the green spaces. When I did the green spaces, I used one color everywhere, just so that I can show you the difference it has on having different shades of green rather than one green on your whole drawing. You can see that the grass looks flat with all one color. The grass needs texture to give a bit of depth, and there has to be a lot less white because I feel like there's a lot of white. So I'm showing you this so that you can see the differences between how it is your process, so that you can keep an eye on it once in a while to zoom out, look at it, okay, what's right, what's wrong, what do I need to change. So then I went for the proposed green spaces. I went for a darker green again so that it stands out with the dark gray of the proposed building. So I then again used the Live Paint Bucket tool and just went to random colors, random shades of green in random areas. Obviously they're not completely contrasting green, they're still complementary to each other. And after doing that, it actually looks pretty good with the different shades of green. So if you want to select a color that you did, and instead having to select every single area like you would do in Photoshop, Illustrator is really good for that. So you would go to the same area where your Live Paint Bucket tool is, but you would go to the Live Paint Selection tool. So you would click on it, you would then go to select, you go to same, and then you can click on appearance, fill and stroke. So if you have something that's all the same stroke, you would click stroke so that it selects all of them with the same weight. So here I'm gonna go for fill color because they're all the same colors. So now you've selected everything, you can go change the color, change the line weight, you can add a texture, you can add a pattern. There's loads of different things you can do to it now once you've selected it. So now I'm going to use the trees that I have provided in the template, and these trees you can obviously reshape them, recolor them, but I've just given you a variety of different greens which I think go together pretty nice. So it's literally a case of copying and pasting them like linear in a straight line, but obviously not completely random because that would just look weird, but try to have some sort of organization to it, to how you're adding your trees with different sizes, again different colors. And after you've done all of your trees, it should look something like this, which I think it's really cool. So you can see the quality Illustrator has and that Illustrator keeps, because in Photoshop sometimes when you just add a PDF it instantly loses its quality, but with Illustrator the quality stays on point. Now to use textures. So you would just have to copy and paste your texture from online into your Illustrator file, and all you do is you would click on your swatches on the right. All you need to do is drag and drop the image into the swatches, and then you're done. It is a texture. You can do this with patterns. You can even put a car there and you'll have a car pattern. It's really handy and so much easier than Photoshop. All I'm doing now is I've selected the area that I wanted the pattern to be, and I'm literally just clicking on it, going to my swatches and adding the texture. You can drag and drop, or you can select the space and then click on your texture. So I'm adding them very lightly because otherwise it will just show too much, and I don't think that's the right way to add textures in my opinion. So I added them at like 10% opacity, 7, sometimes 15. This then focuses everything on the more darker areas, which is where my proposed green spaces are, which is what I want the focus to be. And again, you can see the quality of the textures that are added. Obviously, the higher the quality of the texture, the higher quality the image would be. Site plan is in Bangladesh, in a small village, so I'm adding, for example, like a rickshaw, and then adding different types of vehicles. You have to make sure that your vehicles do actually match what you're adding, because I don't think adding a Ferrari or a Lamborghini very relevant. So now I'm going to add shadows of only my proposed buildings, as I only want those buildings to stand out. I might have not done it in the quickest possible way, so if you do think that I did it wrong and you do it a different way, please let me know below, because I'm also here to learn, and we're all here to learn together and show each other and help each other on this platform. I am not a master of Illustrator or a master of any program I have shown you. It's about learning together, and I'm also growing while showing you guys how to do things on my YouTube channel. So the first things I did is I separated the layers between the shadow and the new buildings. I just copied it and I pasted it using Ctrl F, which pastes it in place. I then just made that layer fully black, as those will be the shadows, and then I'm just moving them around to where I think the shadows would look best on site. Some buildings are obviously a bit taller, so I'm just going back and just replacing the shadows depending on how big and tall the buildings are. So after doing this, I went to every individual shadow and changed the shape of it using the pen tool in Illustrator, and I just matched it to the corners, and that's how the shadows would come down to. Let me know if you know of a faster way to do that, because it did take me a long time because I have a lot of buildings. There's a video by Rasha Shiruri on her Surviving Architecture channel. Make sure you check out that video because I personally learned a lot on how to do my illustration from her video. Just make sure that you go over your site plan to check the shadows, because sometimes they can be a bit too dark or a bit too light. So it's just a case of trial and error. Keep trying different numbers, see which opacity you think is best for your drawing. And these are literally the main steps that you need to do to create a site plan on Illustrator. It's using the live paint bucket tool, adding your trees, your shadows, any icons of people, cars, or whatever it may be, and it's literally just that simple. So again, you can see the quality it has, and I'm just amazed by the quality Illustrator has. This is the first time I did a site plan in Illustrator, and it didn't take me more than 2 hours or something. It was really good. And again, as I said in my previous video, I don't like to just show you pieces of work and how to do them, because it's sometimes difficult to understand on how you present these drawings. So here are just a few pages on how we presented our master plan in our last review. So here I just added like the key features of the master plan, small little key. Make sure you add your north arrows and your scale. And obviously, because it's a big master plan, you won't be able to see all of the detail. So we've split up the master plan into two areas, which is the existing and the proposed. So here's, for example, the proposed area, which has some of the existing, showing some sections, images to just show the kind of feel and environment we want the space to be like. And then again, for the other side, we just has again some sections and plan views to just give an idea on how this space would look in a bit more detail rather than just showing a plan view, because sections really explain the project too. And this is the end of the video. Thank you all so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you next week.